In a bombshell revelation, a purported whistleblower from ABC News has come forward with claims of shocking election interference during the recent presidential debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. According to this insider source, the Harris campaign was provided with the exact debate questions ahead of time, while Trump was subjected to aggressive fact-checking and interruptions from the moderators. If these allegations are true, it would represent a grave breach of journalistic integrity and a serious undermining of the democratic process. The implications are staggering. A major news network colluding with a political campaign to tilt the scales of a presidential debate is the stuff of conspiracy theories. Yet it appears this may have actually occurred. The whistleblower's account paints a disturbing picture. Apparently, the Harris team was given the debate questions in advance, with the pretense that they were merely practice questions. However, these same questions ended up being the ones asked by moderators David Muir and Lindsay Davis. Meanwhile, Trump was reportedly fact-checked 7 times, while Harris faced 0 fact-checking. Despite allegedly making over 20 false statements during the debate, this suggests a calculated effort to undermine Trump's performance and bolster Harris, with the moderators seemingly acting in collusion with the Harris campaign. The whistleblower claims the Harris team was also given assurances that Trump would be put on the defensive and subjected to aggressive questioning. In essence, it appears Donald Trump was intentionally walked into a lion's den, with the moderators and Harris campaign working in tandem to trip him up and make him appear unfit for office. This is a shocking allegation of election interference and media bias at the highest level. Seasoned political strategist calls for investigation. The gravity of these claims is underscored by the response of Mark Penn, a former top advisor to President Bill Clinton. Penn has come forward, calling for a formal investigation into ABC News conduct during the debate. As a veteran political strategist, Penn's endorsement of this investigation carries significant weight. He has stated that based on the information he has reviewed and the people he has spoken to, the whistleblower's account appears to be credible. Penn believes this warrants a thorough independent probe into whether ABC News engaged in deliberate efforts to tip the scales in favor of the Harris campaign. The implications of Penn's stance cannot be overstated. He is not some fringe conspiracy theorist, but a respected figure within the Democratic establishment. For him to publicly voice concerns about potential election rigging by a major media outlet is a remarkable development that demands serious attention. Trump's resilience in the face of adversity. Interestingly, the more the political and media elite seem to target Donald Trump, the stronger his support appears to become. Despite the barrage of attacks and attempts to undermine him, Trump's base has remained steadfast, and his popularity has even grown in the wake of these controversies. It's as if each new charge or scandal thrown at Trump only serves to solidify his position and galvanize his supporters. They see him as a champion fighting against a corrupt system, and the more the establishment tries to take him down, the more they rally behind him. This dynamic was evident in the aftermath of the debate, where Trump confidently declared victory, even as the mainstream media and Harris supporters insisted she had won handily. The Reuters focus group of undecided voters told a different story, with 60% indicating they would now vote for Trump, compared to just 30% for Harris. Trump's resilience in the face of adversity is a testament to the strength of the movement he has inspired. His supporters view him as a political outsider willing to take on the entrenched powers, and they seem to grow more resolute with each new attack. It's a fascinating phenomenon that defies the conventional wisdom of how political scandals typically play out. The integrity of democracy at stake. At the heart of this controversy lies a deeper issue: the integrity of the democratic process itself. If the allegations against ABC News are true, it would represent a brazen attempt to manipulate the outcome of a presidential debate, and by extension, the election. When one of the largest and most trusted news networks is accused of actively colluding with a political campaign to undermine a candidate, it strikes at the very foundation of a free and fair electoral system. It suggests a level of media bias and collusion that erodes public trust in the institutions that are supposed to be the pillars of impartial reporting and democratic discourse. The stakes here are immense. If ABC News is found to have rigged the debate in Kamala Harris's favor, it would call into question the legitimacy of the entire electoral process. It would further fuel the growing skepticism among the American people towards the mainstream media and the political establishment. Moreover, it would set a dangerous precedent, opening the door for other media outlets and political operatives to engage in similar tactics of manipulation and deception. The integrity of our democracy hinges on the ability of citizens to have confidence in the fairness and transparency of the electoral system. Undermining that trust has far-reaching consequences. The whistleblower's crucial role. In the face of these grave allegations, the role of the purported ABC News whistleblower cannot be overstated. Their willingness to come forward and expose this potential wrongdoing is an act of immense courage and civic responsibility. Without the whistleblower's testimony, these claims may have remained in the realm of rumor and speculation, but by stepping forward, they have thrust this issue into the national spotlight, demanding that it be thoroughly investigated and the truth be brought to light. It is crucial that this whistleblower be protected and that their identity remains confidential. The potential consequences they may face for speaking out against a powerful media organization and political machine cannot be underestimated. Retaliation, intimidation, and even legal action are all very real threats they may have to confront. Yet the importance of their actions cannot be overstated. If the whistleblower's account is indeed accurate, they have provided a vital service to the American people, shining a light on a disturbing abuse of power that threatens the foundations of our democracy. The need for accountability and consequences. Should the investigation confirm the whistleblower's allegations, the repercussions for ABC News must be severe. This is not a simple case of journalistic bias or sloppy reporting. It is an accusation of deliberate, coordinated election interference. If proven true, the actions of ABC News would represent a betrayal of the public trust and a violation of their duty as a news organization to uphold the principles of fairness, accuracy, and impartiality. Such egregious misconduct cannot be tolerated, and the network must be held fully accountable. At a minimum, the individuals involved in this alleged scheme, from the debate moderators to the executives who may have sanctioned it, must be terminated and face potential criminal charges. The network itself should also face substantial financial penalties and the threat of losing its broadcast licenses, sending a clear message that such blatant manipulation of the democratic process will not be tolerated. Moreover, the reverberations of this scandal should extend beyond ABC News. It should serve as a wake-up call to the entire media industry, reminding them of the sacred responsibility they hold in informing the public and upholding the integrity of the electoral process. Any evidence of similar collusion or bias from other networks should be swiftly and decisively addressed. The American people deserve to have confidence in the institutions that are meant to be the guardians of truth and the cornerstones of a healthy democracy. Restoring that trust will require a comprehensive reckoning and a clear demonstration that the consequences for such egregious misconduct will be severe. The broader implications for the political landscape. Beyond the specific allegations against ABC News, this controversy highlights the deeper tensions and divisions that have come to define the contemporary political landscape in the United States. The polarization and mistrust that have gripped the nation are not simply the result of partisan bickering, but a reflection of a fundamental breakdown in the social and institutional structures that are meant to uphold the democratic process. When the media, which is supposed to be the fourth estate and a check on power, is accused of actively colluding with political actors, it erodes the very foundation of a functioning democracy. This scandal also underscores the growing suspicion and skepticism that many Americans, particularly Trump supporters, feel towards the political establishment and the mainstream media. They view these institutions as corrupt, biased, and intent on preserving their own power at the expense of the will of the people. The irony, of course, is that the more the political and media elite appear to target Trump, the stronger his support seems to become. His supporters see him as a champion fighting against a rigged system, and they are emboldened by each new attack, perceiving it as a validation of their own distrust. This dynamic presents a profound challenge for the future of American politics. If the public's faith in the democratic process and the institutions that are meant to safeguard it continues to erode, the consequences could be severe. It could lead to a further breakdown in social cohesion, a deepening of partisan divisions, and a growing sense of alienation and disengagement from the political system, restoring trust and healing the divisions. Ultimately, resolving this crisis will require a concerted effort to rebuild trust, heal the divisions, and reaffirm the fundamental principles of a free and fair democratic system. This begins with a thorough and impartial investigation into the allegations against ABC News. The American people deserve to know the truth, and those responsible for any wrongdoing must be held accountable. Transparency and accountability are essential in restoring faith in the integrity of the electoral process. Beyond the specific case, however, there must be a broader reckoning within the media and political establishment. They must confront the systemic biases, the conflicts of interest, and the erosion of journalistic standards that have contributed to the growing public mistrust. This will require a genuine commitment to self-reflection, reform, and a renewed dedication to the principles of objective reporting and democratic integrity. It will mean acknowledging the failures of the past, making amends, and implementing robust safeguards to prevent such abuses of power from occurring in the future. At the same time, the political leadership of the nation must also play a crucial role in bridging the divides and restoring a sense of national unity. This will require a willingness to transcend partisan lines, engage in genuine dialogue, and prioritize the common good over narrow, self-interested agendas. Only by working together with a shared commitment to the democratic ideals that have long defined the American experiment, can the country overcome this crisis of confidence and emerge stronger, more resilient, and more united. The stakes are high and the path forward is not an easy one, but the future of the nation, and the very foundations of its democracy, depend on the ability of its citizens, its institutions, and its leaders to rise to the occasion and confront this challenge head-on.